Scandinavian forest axe, as well as a kind of comparison to the Wetterling's Swedish forest axe, and kind of tell you guys what circumstance you're in, depending which one you should get, because obviously both have their benefits and their positives, and both have their negatives and their cons. So anyway, I am still partially sick, so sorry if you can hear any of that. My dog is in the background, and I did fit this finally to the this brace to the axe. That being said, this and this are not a part of the axe, or they don't come with the axe, and same with on the Wetterlings. The Wetterlings does not come with its lanyard or brace, of course. Before I go into the comparison, I do want to show this axe by itself. So this is pretty much. So sorry about the glare from this table. I can't really fix that. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Like I said, I do have it slightly modded, but this is its mask. I will say the mask on this not only is a little bit larger, I'm actually going to pull the Wetterling's mask off to show. You can see how it's a little bit more, like there's more leather actually there. Sorry, I'll get a better view of this. You can pretty much see there's more leather to it. The leather actually goes to about this point. Sorry, you guys can't really see that. Okay, that's way better. So you can see it covers a lot more of the axe. So I do like that as well. It is a little bit thinner leather, so it's a little bit lighter. As far as the robustness goes, I'm pretty sure they're about the same. The big noticeable thing about this mask is it's a way tighter fit. I believe each one of these is custom fit to the actual axe, because these are handmade axe heads. So I believe this is actually custom fit to it, but nonetheless, it is an extremely tight fit, and there's no play. As you can see, I can't stretch this button past this point. This is the farthest this leather strap will allow it, and that basically allows it to not really wiggle on here. And as well, there's 6 rivets here, and they kind of did something different on this, and you'll notice when you actually mask the axe that you actually have to rock it in there. You have to rock it in and out, and that's because they actually trap the toe of the axe in there, so you can see it won't actually just fall out even without the strap, which is nice because the Wetterlings does not have that. If you take that strap away, it just falls right off. So that is really nice, and that's one of the biggest things I like about the mask, is because this one has a pretty tight fit. You can see it wiggles a little bit, but because that toe of the axe is not actually captured in its sheath, that's why it'll still come off. Whereas, like I said, this one, you can actually physically pull here and you're not going to get this axe out. So it's a way more secure sheath, and I like it a lot more. Other than that, another thing that I really do like is this fawn's foot. It's extremely positive, and it's not just in comparison to the Wetterlings. In general, most axes don't have as not only curved, you can actually see how there's a physical curve in the handle, but it also is very slimmed down, or rather this is swelled up a lot more, and so your hand easily locks into this. It's something that I absolutely love, and it gives the axe so much more of a positive feeling in the hand. And I'm not saying the Wetterlings or the other axes, they don't necessarily, other axes, they don't feel like they want to slip out of your hand, but this just, it feels like it doesn't want to go anywhere. Under the hardest of circumstances, it just locks in and feels extremely tight. So I really do love this fawn's foot, and when I do the comparison, I'll show both of these fawn's foots together. But overall, like I said, I really love how pronounced this one is. And other than that, on the handle, there is a lanyard hole drilled through here. I know the Wetterlings has that, but not all axes, not all axe handles have that. So it's a really nice feature, and like I've said in the past, it's an extremely important feature to me. I do this with all my axes that I use, and that's so I can put a lanyard, a retrieval lanyard on there. But anyways, um, extremely nice handle. It is a bit on the thin side, but I found that that really helps the axe to swing faster, and that's one of the biggest things I've noticed is this is for a 26 or 25 inch handle, and for a 2-pound head, this thing swings extremely fast. And if you guys haven't checked out my axe testing video, I'd highly recommend it. And in there you guys can really see what I mean. The axe just swings extremely well, and like I said, extremely fast. That's one of the reasons why I like this axe so much, is because it is a light axe, but yet swings so well. Not to say the Wetterlings or other axes are bad in their swing, but they just, in comparison to this, they feel a little slow. So, now the comparison, and I am asked a lot which of these two axes I recommend the most and which one is better, and it goes back to what you want in an axe and what you need in an axe, most importantly. And honestly, I find myself going to the GBA a lot, and that's because I really love the weight in it. And the weight between these two is about 3/4 of a pound, so it's not even a pound, but you can definitely feel it if you ever hold both of them at the same time. But I like the weight savings, and in all honesty, that's why I find myself carrying this one more, the GBA. It's just because I like a little bit lighter weight axe, and it's not so much more lightweight that I can't do what this axe can. It's just that this axe, the Wetterlings, will get those things done faster. Now, as far as performance goes, and as I've discussed in many different videos, the GBA is better at splitting, and that goes back to the edges on them. And I will actually unmask these. Can't believe I haven't done this before now. But it goes back to the edge. This one has a convex grind that runs, as you can see, pretty much halfway up the cheek of the axe. So it has a pretty substantial grind, which makes it, or it allows it to bite extremely deep into wood. Whereas this one has very small grinds and a very large cheek. That is the primary difference. This one bites a lot deeper, and like I was saying, this one wedges up really fast, so it makes it inherently a lot better for splitting, because the steel, albeit it is technically thinner, but how it wedges up makes it a lot better for splitting. That being said, like I said, the important thing to note is that both will do either job reasonably well. It's just that the Wetterlings is going to be better at cross-cutting or bucking wood, and this one's going to be better at splitting wood. But like I said, really either will do both jobs, and I have tested it. I haven't really done any splitting on camera, but you guys just have to trust that I have tested it, and I have. But personally, going back to the question of which one is better, personally, I like the GBA more. It's a lighter weight axe, and like I said, I find myself using it more because of that lighter weight, and it's really on the edge of the capability range of these axes. Like, it'll still do everything this one will do, like I said, but it's just a little bit lighter weight. Now, that being said, if you like that weight, or if you need that weight, if your muscles aren't powerful enough, or if you have any physical conditions that allow, or that prohibit rather, you from putting muscle into your swing, or if you need your axe to do more work, the Wetterlings would be a better choice. And that's because there is more weight in the axe, which means you do have to put less power in every stroke, or conversely, you have to put more power into the GBA to get equal power that you would have got out of the Wetterlings. So this one will work a little bit faster, and it will be easier for some people, but personally I don't have any problems, so that's why I end up using the GBA. For me, the GBA is lightweight, and I love that, and I can put enough power behind it to make it comparable to the Wetterlings. Anyways, guys, I would personally recommend the GBA. Not to say the Wetterlings is bad. I've used it for 2.5 years, so I mean, it's definitely not a bad axe, for sure. Both are pretty comparable in how they perform. The Wetterlings will still beat out the GBA, because like I said, undebatably it's heavier. So if you have the heavier axe will always win, or almost always win. So this one is faster. Like I said, it's undebatable. It's better if you want things done that little bit faster. But if you're like me and you like having a lightweight or more lightweight, the lightest weight option you can have, but you still kind of want that range of capability that you get from a Swedish forest axe, which is this one, then I would definitely recommend the Scandi forest axe. Anyways guys, that's the review and comparison of the two axes, and I'm out.